Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another video. Today is a special one. We've got some updates. We got Arsenal getting their first deal of the summer. It is done. Zubimendi to Arsenal, complete. The medical is happening today or tomorrow. We're going to get through it. Next, Arsenal want another midfielder. Morgan Gibbs-White. Arsenal look like they're trying to hijack Morgan Gibbs-White's deal from Manchester City. Personally, I say Arsenal stay clear. Let's try to get Xavi Simons or Eze instead. Those are the kind of 10s that I want. Number 2, what's going on with the keeper situation? Are we going to get Joan García or are we going to get somebody else? Kind of seem confusing with that. And then Gyökeres, Sesko. What are we doing? Well, I spent the whole morning watching a bunch of scouting reports, breaking down the two, their weaknesses, their strengths, and I'm going to give you guys what I think about that. And before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Let's get this show started the right way, and let's get straight into all the other stuff that we need to talk about. Now, before we go any further, I'm just going to say, I think it's a very, very interesting discussion that we're going to be having this year. And the discussion is between, do we go for the ceiling or do we go for the floor? And when I say that, I mean, let me just show you guys these two Sky Sports graphics. One is from Sesko, one is from Gyökeres. Here's Gyökeres' goals throughout his last 5 seasons. Swansea, Coventry, then Coventry back-to-back seasons where he scores 18 and then 22, and then Sporting 43, 52. And he is now 26 years old, if I'm not mistaken, Gyökeres. Let me just double check that to be 100% accurate. Yeah, so Gyökeres is 26. Now, then you have Sesko, who in his first season over there in where I don't know where that country is, but he scored 21 goals. Then he got 11 goals at RB Leipzig in Salzburg. Then he got another 18 goals in Salzburg. Then he got 18 goals at RB Leipzig. And then he's now got 21 goals in RB Leipzig. And in case you guys don't know, the age gap is on Sesko's side, which Sesko right now, he is none other than, what is he? He is 21 years old. Now, with that being said, the 21-year-old scoring 21 goals or the 26-year-old scoring 50 goals this season, it is a little bit of a stretch to compare the two. But the conversation then gets even more interesting because reportedly people are saying that they believe that Benjamin Sesko could potentially become the best striker in the world. This was reported from none other than the man himself, Arsblog, who's one of the biggest reporters in Arsenal spaces. He works for The Athletic. This is what he said. The person I was speaking to says that he believes that Sesko will be the best 9 in the world in a few years. He believes we will sign Gyökeres. They don't doubt Sesko's ceiling, but they are in a hurry. So Arsenal are in a hurry. We're going, Sesko has the potential, but we're going to go with Gyökeres because we believe Gyökeres has the intangibles now to help us win. Where Sesko, we don't know if he has the intangibles now, but we have no doubt in our minds that in the foreseeable future, he will be one of the best in the world. So you have the conundrum. Do you go for the ceiling or do you go for the floor? That is really what we find ourselves in right now. And what I would like everyone that watches this channel to do is to do some homework and actually go and check out the scouting reports for the two players. Check out what one has, what the other one has. Because in my opinion, Gyökeres has better footwork. Gyökeres is a better ball striker. He shoots the ball with power, accuracy, but tactically he's not the best fit. Tactically, he's better fitted to a counterattacking team, and his strengths are to a counterattacking team, not a possession-based team. Whereas Sesko is better in the air, Sesko is better at winning duels, Sesko is better at scoring goals with his head, and also he's technically a better fit in a possession-based side with the ability that he has to back to goal, winning flick-ons, headers, and everything else, and also his ability to run in both channels at the same time as being able to make those same similar passes. Now, Gyökeres, what he's good at he'll get you goals, and he'll get you goals in bunches. We just might need to tweak how we play a little bit. Where Sesko, he'll come into the team and he'll be ready to go, because he's, even though he's super tall, he plays a lot like a more agile striker. Where Victor Gyökeres, he's a little bit more of an Alan Shearer type goal scorer and less of a RVP. Where Benjamin Sesko is more of like an RVP, more of a technically gifted player. But yeah, that is my analysis of the two. I think Sesko is the better fit, but I think Gyökeres is the better goal scorer, and we don't have time. And I fully agree. And I think we should go and get the better player right now, as for those two. But what I will do is I will put down a scouting report website. I'll put a scouting report what do you call it, thing in the description of this video, so you guys can go check out the two scouting reports and tell me what you think after you watch those two scouting reports that I've seen about Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko. I don't doubt either one will be an absolute hit for Arsenal, but it's just to see what we think is going to end up happening. In my opinion, it's going to be very interesting. As for some of the other targets that we have at Arsenal, first things first, Chelsea look like they're going to be signing Ekitike, as Liverpool and Arsenal have also been interested in Higo Ekitike, but Chelsea look like they're currently the front runners. 100 million euros from Frankfurt. I don't really know what Chelsea are doing. I think Ekitike is just another Jackson, and I don't really rate him that highly, but maybe he will hit the ground running at Chelsea and he'll do something better than what they currently have. We'll have to wait and see. But in my opinion, it's not really that big of an upgrade on what they currently have in Jackson. But yeah, fair play. Next, we just got an update on Zubimendi. Yes, we have gotten an update on Zubimendi. The update on Zubimendi is straightforward. He will be having his medical at Arsenal. Yes, Zubimendi has been given permission to undergo his medical. Zubimendi will be going through his medical very, very soon. And it looks like the deal would be 55 million pounds. 51 million pounds. That is an absolute bargain. Zubimendi for 51 million pounds is an absolute bargain. I can't believe it. Arsenal got themselves a wonderful, wonderful deal. We are now at the finish line with the Zubimendi deal, and we won't be seeing any more Real Madrid Zubimendi, this Zubimendi, that Zubimendi, bullshit. None of that shit is happening. People need to relax. We're Gucci. Next, Benjamin Sesko. Quick update on Benjamin Sesko. Apparently, RB Leipzig want 93 million pounds for Benjamin Sesko. That's how highly they rate him. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with him. But I think he will be an absolute star wherever he goes. But he might need to develop for a couple more years before we see the 30-plus goal season striker that he could potentially become. No one would or should pay that. Yeah, no one's going to pay the 93 million that RB Leipzig's asking for right now. That is a reality. It looks like Kelleher is a Brentford target. Would be a good target. Would be a good signing for them. What else is there at this moment in time? Rashford looks like he's available. Barcelona are in talks with him. Personally, I think Arsenal should stay clear of him. Samuel McBell is the one that reported that the Zubimendi medical is going to be done. We got an update on Albert Zambi Lokonga. Arsenal have triggered Albert Zambi Lokonga's 12-month contract extension as his contract is running down. So we need to secure that so we can try to sell him so he doesn't end up leaving on a free. Thomas Partey has had a fantastic season, to be fair, and Arsenal look like they're going to be giving him a contract extension. We got an update on Alexander Zinchenko. Arsenal will be listening to offers for Zinchenko. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. In other news, what else is there? Obviously, Matheus Cunha to Manchester United. We already spoke about that. Some people are speaking about the goalkeeper situation. We will wait and see what happens there. But Matheus Cunha, yeah, we already know about Matheus Cunha to Man United. Salah, Eddie will be leaving Arsenal after 5 years at the club. Yeah, unfortunate. He came from Feyenoord. He had high praise, but he never really ended up working out, making it into the first team. So he's going to end up going. This is the Joan García point that I wanted to talk about. Joan García is being prioritized by Premier League clubs. Arsenal are the best position to sign him, but it is reported that also None other than Manchester City are also after him. So it is very interesting. He's going to cost £21 million, but some Arsenal fans are saying we should not be signing a goalkeeper. Now, I've looked into Joan Garcia. I've watched about the equivalent of 10 to 15 games of him. If you include highlights, probably an additional 5 full games of highlights. Overall, he looks like an amazing shot stopper, really tall. He has the capability to get down. He's agile. He's able to save shots that we just don't have in our arsenal at this moment in time with David Raya. He has the capability of becoming one of the best keepers in the world, overseeing the likes of Alisson and Courtois in the foreseeable future. And at this moment in time, I would say his shot stopping is up there with some of the best in the world. Arsenal don't sign João Garcia, we will be okay. But it will hurt seeing one of the potential best upcoming goalkeepers in the world end up joining either Chelsea or Man City over us. Even though we have David Raya, he is potentially going to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world in the foreseeable future. He is the William Saliba of goalkeepers. He is the Mbappe of goalkeepers. It's going to be unfortunate, but it does look like Arsenal's most likely going to miss out on him because we might not be willing to pay the £21 million needed to get him over the line. And yeah, that is pretty much it. These are the kind of deals that we might end up seeing. Wojciech Szczesny signed a new deal. So Wojciech Szczesny might stay at Barcelona. Interesting. If Arsenal do a thing and we go get Kepa, I will be fuming. I don't want nothing to do with Kepa. I don't want anything to do with Kepa. I'll keep it so real. I don't want nothing to do with Kepa. But next, let's talk about something else quickly. We spoke about all those other things, but we need to speak about Gibbs-White. And the reason why we need to speak about Gibbs-White, Gibbs-White has been linked to Manchester City, but it looks like Arsenal, yes, Arsenal are looking at Gibbs-White. No, I don't know. This is not the most reliable source. I will be 100% honest with you guys. These are not the most reliable sources. Football Insider is not the most reliable source, but Arsenal have joined Manchester City in the race for Morgan Gibbs-White. Nottingham Forest will demand around £100 million for the player. We could spend that £100 million better than Morgan Gibbs-White, in my opinion. Go get Eze and go get Eze and go get another. You know what you could do with £100 million? You can drop that on Eze, you can drop that on a backup keeper, and you can drop that on a center back, or you can drop that on what do you call it? An attacking player that costs 50 million in Nico Williams, and you can go get Eze. You can go get so many quality pieces to be added into this team. I don't think £100 million for Morgan Gibbs-White is a good allocation of funds. We should not be spending that kind of money on him. I would rather go get Ryan Cherky for 25 million than spend it on 100 million on Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm sorry. I don't see the value in spending £100 million on Morgan Gibbs-White. We're paying the English tax for a player who I just don't think is warranted the English tax. But fair play. Enough said about that. What else is there today that we need to discuss? What else is there that Arsenal could do that we need to talk about? Well, we have been linked to some other players, but I don't really think I'm going to take it too seriously. We were linked to, what do you call it? Kubo? Yeah, the Real Sociedad winger, the Japanese winger. I don't really think that's a legitimate thing. So we'll take it with a grain of salt. Also, there has been an update on Thomas Partey. Negotiations underway for a new contract for Thomas Partey. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. This was the source that I was saying about Kubo. I'm not really taking that too serious at this moment in time. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. There's no news about an ex-keeper coming to the Arsenal, so nothing about Martinez Martinez or Szczesny, none of them are coming to Arsenal, so you can forget about that. Rumor here says that Real Madrid, of course, are potentially looking at offers, but no offer has yet arrived on the table. Arsenal are interested in him, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Joan García has told Barcelona he will not be joining them, but the main conversations just keep going back in circles. So it's pretty much the same conversations right there. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk about today before we go is Henry has done it again, ladies and gentlemen. Thierry Henry, the man, the myth, the legend, has once again taken shots at Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, and it just doesn't ever make sense. He constantly does this. He constantly goes out of his way to heavily criticize Mikel Arteta for things that has nothing to do with him. So this is what he ended up saying. Look at this. Look at this right here. Henry on Arteta. You know what? I could do a whole nother video on this. I think I will do a whole nother video on this. We'll talk about this later. Stay tuned for that one. For now, I bid you guys adieu. Catch me on the next video. I'll be live later tonight. You already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. We're out of here, people. Peace.